Hi, my name is James, and I hate slime. Slime has always been a texture that I really could not get my head around, and it bothers me so much. So that's why it makes this story even harder to talk about. So I moved into this place, newly remodeled, fabulous from the outside. Everything looks amazing. Um, first year in college, first year out on my own. The rent was affordable, so I took it. Now, mind you, this is Maine, so getting affordable stuff is sometimes hard to do, especially a house. So I rented this house and I was going to rent out some of the rooms, get roommates, so that I could pretty much afford the rent and still have a little money to live. This whole ordeal started maybe a month after I moved in. Upon me moving in, everything was great. Doors locked, nothing suspicious, but I did have some questions, mainly because there seemed to be just something off. Why would you give away such a great house for such a small price? I mean, the house is like close, but not close at the same time. It's on a scenic short drive through a scenic route in the backwoods, and everything is great. You can see the beach from the property, and I was just wondering why it was so cheap. I inquired with the landlord. He said it was no big deal. Something about he had extra money and, just trying to just give people places to stay, which I completely understand that. But something still didn't sit right. And because something didn't sit right with me, I chose to go investigating. I went to the local libraries. I couldn't find anything about this particular area. It wasn't, it was just too perfect. Something was just too perfect about it. So a month has gone by. Two other people have moved in with me. We split the rent three ways. This is a four-bedroom, so we have an open bedroom. But the owner requested that we do not rent out that bedroom. And in fact, he keeps it locked. I asked him if, anybody would be living in the room, if anyone would be coming or going, something like that. And he was like, no, just leave the door locked and, don't really worry about it. So, I abided by his wishes. I never really even wanted to inquire or go further in depth on why leave one room open. So, after a month, things started to get strange. Things would move around. We would have like textbooks on the kitchen counter, come back in there on the living room sofa. We would like be missing food. So, of course, I'm thinking we have a fogger, somebody who's just coming, living in the house, squatting. No one knows they're here, and they're touching and bothering stuff. And of course, things started to fit that nature because we were hearing strange sounds. Things would be moving in the middle of the night, but we could never catch sight of the person. We assumed it was a person. And so one night I decided I'm going to sleep in the living room, everything off. And if this person shows up, I'm like, yo, get out. No big deal. So that's what I did. So at about 3 a.m., I started to hear movement, strange sound. It's, if you could hear a slug, that's what it would sound like. Very sticky and slimy and just slithering along the floor. So, because I already don't like slime, I choose to kind of pull my blanket up, wrap it around me, and wait. Now I hear it, whatever it is, pushing around the chair at the table. I peek over the couch, but I can't see anything because it's dark. But I do see, I am able to make out just a small, kind of oblong silhouette in the darkness. And it keeps bumping into the chair. And at that point, I take a deep breath and it kind of reared up and got really long, like it was looking for where the noise came from. At that point, I threw my back onto the couch, pulled the blanket up over my eyes, and just held my breath. This thing I can hear sliding towards me, the sticky paste, gooey sound of slime getting closer had bile raising in my throat until finally it was right by my head. I could hear it breathing, kind of gurglish type of situation, as if it was struggling amongst all of the slime and grossness that was in its throat. All of a sudden, I feel a giant glob of slime drop onto my head and start to soak through the blanket. wanted to scream, I wanted to run, I wanted to freak absolutely out. But I tried to stay still. And then another glob fell, and another glob fell. And at this point, I was assuming that his mouth was directly over my head, and everything in me said, get up, run. So I got up and I pivoted and turned away from the thing, putting my back against the couch again, staring at it. I pulled the blanket down from my face, and all I could see is two giant white eyes on a jet black silhouette. It was glistening from the small area of light that came from our kitchen. I could see that it was wet looking and slimy looking. It looked like a slug, but not a slug. It reached its hand up, and a long string snail trail of slime silked its way down onto the ground. At this point, I bolted off of the couch and ran up the stairs so fast it slammed my door, locking it and pulling a chair in front of it. After about 2 minutes, I was able to hear that same slimy, sleek, sluggish sound coming towards my door. And it was just looming out there and looming out there. I could see puddles of slime starting to form under the cracks in my door. And all I wanted was for it to go away. It loomed out there until sunrise, when I finally heard it slink away. After I heard it slink away, I slung open the door and I followed the snail trail, which led back to that locked room. Once again, the door was locked. I shook it and rattled it. Nothing responded. I couldn't hear anything else. So now I'm sitting here in this house, seriously contemplating whether I'm going insane or should I move out, because we're clearly living with some type of mutant. I called the landlord and he says, don't worry about it, just ignore it. How can you ignore something leaving slime trails all over the house? And ever since its slime touched me, I can see the slime everywhere. I can see its grossness on everything. Even though almost immediately the slime dried up and went away. So I'm confused. Is this a haunting? Or is there really a slime monster or a slug monster living in that room?
Thank you to all my pea thorns for popping over and listening to this story that I have put out for you guys today. Again, a great thanks to Deadhead Panda, Creative Panda System, the Blue Rose System, Alpha Tau Zeta Omega, and Q Art Visuals. We hope to see and hear from you guys in the comments. And don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell button so that you can be informed every time we create a video. Thank you. Bye.